aim of the Touch and Rice podcast is to spread fun in the touch football community. We talk a little bit of touch footy chat, but mostly play games and throw some banter. Hosts Cess and Kimmy would like to pay respects to the traditional owners of the land on which we meet.
My name is Jorgie Skiing, and I would like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we meet here today. Today we're meeting in Mengsrun, and those traditional owners are the Yagara and Turrbal people. And I'd also like to pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging, and acknowledge my people, the Gubbi Gubbi people, and extend that acknowledgement to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people listening in today.
Mabuhay, Kimmy.
Aloha.
And ni hao to Meng. Thank you for joining us. And for those of you that haven't picked up that language or aren't familiar with the Chinese language, we've got Meng joining us from Shanghai in China.
Hey everyone. Sorry, my Chinese is actually not that good, but thank you for having me.
That's okay. We'll steer away from the Chinese. I don't know, Kimmy, if you're well versed in that area, but I certainly am not.
I was thinking about what language I was going to choose to say hello in, and I always say ni hao to a group of friends, and I thought, maybe that's not appropriate, so I'll go with aloha, and I should have gone with ni hao. But anyways.
Here we are. Meng, thank you very much for joining us again on the Touch and Rice podcast, not far out from the Touch World Cup. So we're here to talk a little bit of touch chat and have some fun and games as per our Touch and Rice bio, or how we like to run things here. So first thing I'll jump into is our little bit of a brag sheet for yourself that you sent through, and then we'll go from there. So I'll bring up what you sent through to me. So, Meng, China Touch Mixed Open Representative, 4 caps, 3 Chinese National Championships Mixed Open winners, 2021, 2023, and more recently this year, 2024. 2024 Hong Kong International Touch Championship Mixed Open winner, and 9 times, that's 9, Shanghai Touch League champions. That's pretty phenomenal. Touch on that one. Shanghai Touch National, is that the equivalent of, an Aussie or a New Zealand national title?
No, it's basically a city title. So Shanghai Touch League. So it's just all the clubs in Shanghai. We play regular competition twice a year. Been fortunate enough to win it quite a few times. But it's a great time just with friends and uplift the level of sport here.
Awesome. We'll jump straight into our next segment, which is a set of 6. So set of 6 touch questions, which sometimes evolves into a little bit more. But question number 1 for you, and I stole this from our previous guest, B. What's your touch origin story?
So growing up, so a little bit about my background. So I'm Cambodian Chinese. I immigrated to New Zealand about 6, 7 months old. And as a refugee coming over, I don't really speak any English, right? So going through school, playing sports was the best way to make friends. So I ended up picking up all sports from cricket, soccer, rugby, etc. And then rugby I really enjoyed. So through schooling, I played quite a bit of rugby through school, touch on the concrete, that kind of stuff during lunch. And then from there, during university, then I kind of converted into more of a serious touch player. And then when I moved to overseas for work, so I first moved to Singapore in 2016, I think. That's when I really got into the touch community, and that's how as an expat, good way to make friends through sports, and that's kind of how I've gone through touch through that, and now I'm here in Shanghai.
And China Touch, my second question for you on the back of that, now bringing you back, so from Hong Kong back to China, where you are now?
So I was in New Zealand, then I went to Singapore,
and
then from Singapore to Shanghai in China, yeah.
Yeah, right, okay. And so did you play touch in New Zealand as well?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
So I played in a couple of modules in Vic Park in Auckland and also in Cox's Bay with the Stir Fry Touch crew. So it was a very, very fun Auckland Chinese community, but we also were inclusive of other ethnicities and stuff coming in, but it's a good way to get Asians into the sport.
So probably, and I've gone a roundabout way to get to my second question, but I think you're in a great position to probably answer this now. The Chinese touch in a few sentences, and I guess now you've seen it from when you first moved there from New Zealand via Singapore. How would you describe Chinese touch to people that haven't been there or haven't seen much of China touch, either playing against them or even on socials?
I would say that depending on which level you're playing against. So if you're playing against the national team, generally the guys there very high effort. They would know at least the bare minimum basics of what we want to do, and we're very good at executing like a set plan on what we need to do. One thing that we do need to improve on is maybe just the small things that you don't think about that you say in Australia and New Zealand, you just ingrained from a young age, like making sure you get your first touch in the middle. Sometimes you will just say, oh, there's a little option here. I'm going to take this option to get more yards, but you put yourself out of position, et cetera, et cetera. So I won't say the fundamentals are bad. I would say that we can do our fundamentals really well, but there are some things that we want to improve on as well. And that's kind of like what you see with like some European teams as well, not just China, where they can execute a rooster, but really just say driving off the field, they might get trapped out with a very aggressive defense and how to take those different options.
It's a fair summary. And then leading into the third question then around development from when you started your touch football in China to where it is now, what has that progress been like? And then what does the future development of Chinese touch football look like and how that might improve?
I think it's improved immensely in the last 6 or so years since I've been here. And definitely we've been very fortunate to have a lot of expats and outside people, overseas people with great knowledge coming in. So Mark Tipple, I'm sure you guys up in Queensland, when he was in Gold Coast, etc., he was great for his 4 or so years down at Guangzhou. Yeah, so he's really uplifted the team and the community up there, bringing in new concepts, bringing in, say not new, more modern concept, because apart from that, it was very hard for us in China to really get access to the revolutions or the innovations that are coming into touch. And sometimes we say touch is a simple game, which it is, but there are nuances that maybe we don't get to pick up. And a lot of information or knowledge just passes, person to person rather than say online. So that's what the time has come with touchscreen and really given not just China touch, but the rest of the world a lot of cool things from a beginner to intermediate, and to me it's more advanced about different ways to play or different things to see rather than just consistently running a rooster or 32 short or a quickie. There's variety in the game now, which I think more and more as the years goes on, China will get better for that as well.
That's actually a good point. I'll just jump in if that's okay.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's also about just, it could be the exact same thing that you're teaching, but it's a different voice. And sometimes when it's explained from a different perspective, that's when, players who are coming from the more developing countries will probably start to gain on those countries who are leading the way. So I think it's a very smart idea for those developing teams to take from those who are leading the way in Australia and New Zealand and taking the most of that opportunity to get that knowledge. Different voice is for me something that definitely helps to expand the game within a team. So yeah.
I was just saying over the Great Firewall, so what we just saw there with the pausing. So it's very hard to get sometimes, we don't have access to YouTube without a VPN, etc. So not everybody gets to see or get to watch things on Facebook, live stream, etc. to watch part of the game. So if we can really get good coaches or good material coming into the country and really educating, then we can pass that down as well. That's quite critical as well.
I didn't even think about that actually.
Yeah, and I was about to jump in too with, I guess, from an ignorance perspective, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that isn't aware of the extra roadblocks, if we can call it that, with access to information online in China. What are the things you can't get access to that other countries can just freely access, as in Facebook, YouTube videos, that sort of thing?
I guess what's critical is like maybe the live streams, because what the live streams are on Facebook or YouTube, right? So those are not permitted here in China, you could say. So they had their own social media, right? So yeah, so hard to download. So we usually have to download it and then we take clips of it and then share it out on the social media sites here that we can. So it's a little bit more work, but those who are dedicated, they're like great source of information. And sometimes like I take some of Tom's videos and share it out to the group if they can't see it as well.
And Mark, Tipple, the access to that knowledge base, if we can call it that, was that something that he had reached out to someone, or he happened to be working there, or how did that connection happen?
From my understanding, he happened to be working there, down in the Guangzhou area, so in South China near Hong Kong. And then obviously through finding where to play touch, he connected with the guys there and being quite a personal wealth of knowledge, and he's happy to give to share that information. Really uplifted the community there, so it just speaks on the character of Mark.
That's awesome. I think you'll find there are a lot of knowledgeable players, coaches that are around, that if they do happen to be in a particular country that's a developing touch nation, are more than happy to help as much as they can and share that knowledge. So that was
Yeah, I completely agree. I think touch is such a great community like that. Like even like sharing a beer after the game, it's like, oh hey, I see you're doing this. You know, hey, how long did it take you guys to work out the kinks and maybe a play that they're running or something like this. And for me personally, like I traveled back to Cambodia and I went down to the capital Phnom Penh to there was a social touch run, so I put my boots as well. So I went and played, and then I ended up helping coach a session on different things there. So I think it's just speaks of the community and how we want to help everyone get better while still winning.
I have seen, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Cambodia do have a side or a number of teams are they going to the World Cup?
No, Cambodia doesn't have an NTO, sadly. They have there are some clubs in the capital and in Siem Reap, so there are two cities. I have some clubs there, but they don't have a national team yet, sadly. So they're more focused on contact rugby and the French NGO is helping grow the game there, but no official national team yet.
Okay, maybe I'm seeing into the future the next World Cup.
Thailand has
is
one
probably
though.
one. Yeah,
They just put on the women's open team as their first World Cup, so it's great to see.
that's very exciting. And as we're speaking about the Touch World Cup, question number 4 for you of our set of 6, Touch World Cup mixed open prep for you personally and also the team as a larger question. What does that look like?
So for us, selection happened. Well, first cut of selections happened about a year ago. So we went through some 2-day training camps, you could say. And there are different camps around the country in Guangzhou, Shanghai, Wuhan, etc. So they went to different cities, held tryouts, and then we had an initial selection of a wider group. And then we would go to training camps maybe once every month or 2 months. So we had a friendlies back in late September against the Philippines, which was cool. So we got to go meet some of the crew there. So we flew out men's, mixed, and women's team over to Manila. We played a few tests there. So we had training camps leading to that, and then post that we've had one every 1 or 2 months, and then training camps would be like on a Saturday from 8:30 to 4 o'clock p.m. and maybe an hour break it for lunch in the middle where we're just running, learning through different things, concepts, plays, line attack, subbing on, off, etc. Everything. Then we may also have trips over to Hong Kong. So from Foshan, where we're normally based, which is next to Guangzhou, from there to Hong Kong is like an hour on the speed train. So it's easy just to go there, go out to Hong Kong, and then play a few games against the local clubs there or any teams that be interested, or vice versa. Some Hong Kong teams will come to Foshan and play there. So that's been good. Then we may also have training camps focused around a tournament. So they'll put the team together, put it into a game situation, play all day, play like 7 or 8 games, or of like maybe only 20-minute games or so. And yeah, we just get more repetition, get more time together, build chemistry, and yeah, we've been good. So last training camp was a couple of weeks ago, which was really good. It was a 3-day training camp during our public holiday, Dragon Boat Festival, and then we had Tom, our coach, come up, and we also had Mitch, who came up as well, who's our senior mixed coach as well. I don't know if you know Mitch Walker. They're both from the same region around Hornets.
Hunter Hornets. So I used to live that way. So yeah.
Oh, yeah. So they came up, and yeah, it was great. Big 3-day, and then we played in Hong Kong. We played, so as China Mix Open, we play against China Senior Mix, Hong Kong Senior Mix, and also Chinese Taipei Mixed Open as well in 3-day, in 1 day as well. So that was all very good practice before we go to the World Cup. and then we've got a build-up game on Sunday before the World Cup against Germany mixed 30s. So that should be good as well. So it's all been very good. I would like for us to maybe train more regularly, but given how the size of China, and I'm sure you guys have similar things where you guys are up, I guess, up in Queensland, Brisbane, right? So your counterparts in Sydney is still quite a bit of effort to train together. So you guys just do what you do, right?
Yeah, it's a self-funded sport, as we're all aware. So it was part of the challenge that we find, and similarly, I guess, to you guys in China, is getting those cities that are so far apart and everyone together to run some meaningful camps. And we've just come off the back of that, hence the training shirt today. So that happened, yeah, just today and yesterday for us, and that was an opportunity where the Sydney guys flew up. So similar challenges whenever there's a large landscape to cross and bring players together. So it's yeah, as you know, it's about getting together and then ripping in for that period of time, whether that's a long weekend or just a normal weekend. Led in really nicely to my question number 5, Meng, around the link to the Aussie. You had Mark Tipple, fortunately, from a work perspective, but to the Aussie coaches that you have as well now, the Hunter guys, Mitch and Tom. How did that come about?
I'm sure they'll tell a better story than I do, but yeah, we're looking for a head coach for the China mixed open team, and I think Jordan or someone in China Touch dropped them an email through to YouTube, and yeah, it was. We said, "Oh, hey, would you like to come coach?" I guess for Tom, I don't want to speak for him, but I assume that it was a good opportunity for him to be on the international stage, kind of see how touch is elsewhere around the world, and just help out the community. And we were able to cover a few things on our end that made his life a little bit easier as well. So I'm a big believer, don't bite the hand that feeds. So he's helping us out. So as long as we can help him as much as possible through this whole process as well, I think that was good. And then Mitch, maybe the last 2 months or so, the senior mix, we're looking for a head coach as well, because Terence Kwok, don't know if you know, from New South Wales, he was a player coach as well, so he had a lot on the shoulders. So helping the senior mix guys kind of get up to scratch, while also trying to lead the team. So Mitch, Tom was talking about touch here in China, and Mitch was like, "Hey, I want to get involved," and I guess the rest is history. So it's great to have those guys in our camp, in our team, and they've been awesome, like wealth of knowledge, and you can really just see the love of the game. And it's great to see.
Would you say then, and you're not obliged to say yes, I'm guessing you're going to say yes, and sheer out of the fact that they may listen to this as well, but from your experience with connecting to those Aussie based coaches, and obviously they've probably played a fair bit of touch themselves as well, and just having that experience, do you think it's worthwhile for other countries then to do something similar? And sounds as though it might be as simple as an email or a comment on a video.
I mean, what's the worst that they can say is say, "Oh, sorry, I can't, don't have the time, etc." But there are some coaches who know others that may be good for it, right? So Mark Tipple highly recommended Tom. They knew of each other and the work, and that kind of support is really good. And I would recommend other countries to, not just Australia but New Zealand as well. There's a wealth of knowledge there, and people may have the time and the drive to actually want to grow sport outside of home. So I would recommend it. Just don't be scared and just drop an email. And if not, then at least maybe not a full thing as a head coach, but maybe just a one-time training camp. That'd be very keen to come and support and do a bit of coaching and helping up the level rise. Like Peter Walters is the greatest one for that, right? So he travels around the world working with so many different countries. But yeah, if I wouldn't say that it should only be Peter Walters doing that, right? So there are a lot of other people who has a different point of view that can help as well. So a lot of variety in the game. If other people do start doing that kind of thing as well.
Completely agree, and I can speak to that in that last World Cup for Malaysia, I played open men's with the Philippines, and we didn't
The hot one.
have so we didn't have a head coach, so we approached someone that I knew here based in Brisbane. Maybe a little bit easier because we are most of the team was based in Australia, so we were able to
Yeah,
source an Australian coach fairly easily, and I knew John through other people that I knew in the touch community, so that was made a little bit easier. But
mm,
even then, the ability to then take him to the Philippines pre-World Cup, let him immerse in the culture and really get an understanding of what we're about as a people. And
yeah,
he's, still with the crew and taking your opposition, the mixed open team, to the Touch World Cup
yeah,
this year. So
yeah. I'm really excited to actually see. So I assume that they are very similar to the one that was in the New South Wales State Cup. I think they played mixed open, and there's some good talent in the team there. So just doing a bit of study and excited for the game.
and to wrap up our set of six, future for Meng, Touch World Cup 2028. What does that look like? Are you still be playing? Are you hoping to still be playing
Um,
opens? Have you thought that far ahead even?
I kind of have. This is all wrapped around my work as well. So I've been in China for about 6 years. I work for a New Zealand dairy company here. So just depending on the situation with work, I've just had a baby boy. He's 4 months now. So just by the time 2028 arrives, just thinking what's best for the family. In regards to touch, I still love the sport and I still want to continue. I might have a little break post World Cup. It doesn't stop me from having coach or etc. here in Shanghai in the meantime. What divisions? I would love to keep playing mixed open, but by 2028, I'll be close to my 40s. So getting to end of my 30s, so might be a bit much.
Let
But
me
if
let
I
me pause
can,
on you there, Meng, because I'm not going to reveal age because that is just not appropriate. But Kimmy is a mixed open player, and yeah, she's competing well, and will be of a similar age when the next World Cup comes around for you.
yeah,
So doable.
yeah, but she looks like Superwoman, so she can do whatever she wants.
We'll see.
And I will also say that if I didn't get the opportunity to play for Australia, then again, having run with the head coach John Beasley in the men's team, then there was potentially an opportunity there to run. And yeah, definitely those concerns being a 40-year-old playing opens and trying to keep up with those snappy 20-year-old Aussie players. But yeah, I think it's doable if you put in the work.
It's still like as you do the work, and I guess I'm quite target driven, right? So if I target to do that, then I'll try and put myself for success in that. So the right fitness, etc., etc. But yeah, I'll love to represent in 2028, maybe mixed open or mixed 30s, or even if they're men's, if we are able to get enough numbers and put in a good team into a division for New Zealand, and being a Kiwi as well, I'd love to play back home as well. But yeah, we'll see what all happens. And if for me personally, I like to play with my wife as well. So she represented China in mixed open back in Malaysia 2019. But given we just had our kids, I give her just our son. She's not ready to play in this World Cup, but come next World Cup, it would be really great if we could play in the same team together.
Interesting dynamic, and hats off to you
Yeah,
because my wife is a touch player as well, and I
yeah,
don't think we could play a World Cup together. I'm speaking for her here. I don't think she'd like to take the
yeah.
field with me. So hats off to you both. And I'm
Oh
sure
yeah,
China Touch would love to hear that, Meng. That's really exciting to hear that you will look to continue to push ahead and represent, over depending on your work. I know I'm hearing you there.
yeah.
That depends where you're at work wise and family wise. So that's it for the set of six. Thank you for talking touch with us, and over to Kimmy now for Kimmy's corner.
Okay,
Thank you.
so mine's just a little bit more. It's got nothing to do with touch. I'm just going to ask you a couple of things to get to know you a little bit more on a personal side. So I've called
So,
this segment One Last Time. So basically, if it was your last day on Earth, what would you choose for the following categories? So we'll go through. I've just picked like 12 categories. So yeah, the first one is what movie would you watch?
I would probably think Goodfellas.
I've
The
never
mafia
watched
movie.
it.
Oh, greatest mafia movie. Martin Scorsese with Joe Pesci.
I'm
Uh,
writing it down.
yeah, Goodfellas. based off a real life story about a guy making it into the mafia, basically, and they make a huge heist, but it gives you a good view of what life in the mafia was like and the rules, etc. And Martin Scorsese is a legendary director as well, so
they don't make movies like they used to. So
It's a long movie from memory, Meng. Is that right? If memory serves me correctly.
I think so.
So chewing
It's
up a
definitely
fair
longer
bit of time on your last day.
well, look,
You gotta-
the last day could be longer than 24 hours, Cess. So
That's true.
there's a few
Kimmy-
things to get through.
Maybe I should have just put Lord of the Rings trilogy, right? A director's cut.
True.
Kimmy, I want to know what yours would be, actually, out of interest. I'm sure the listeners would like to hear a little bit more about Kimmy. What would you choose?
It's something from like a classic. It wouldn't be a current movie because I don't think they make movies like they used to. So I'd probably watch, and this is not old school, this is from the 90s, but it's just been current in conversation with a group of friends of mine, but it'd probably be Sister Act 2.
Oh, yeah.
Just, you know, you can sing and join in, and there's some like great one-liners in there, and I don't know, like I really enjoyed that type of comedy and storyline of just like, yeah. But anyway, so right now, put me on the spot, Sister Act 2.
The OG Pitch Perfect.
Yeah.
Would describe it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. What would be your TV show of choice?
Probably watch South Park. Like, obviously, it's not very PG, but at least if you're going out one way, you might as well just have a laugh at everything.
Yeah, good
I'm
one.
watching.
Okay.
I'm watching Simpsons. What about you, Kimmy?
I didn't answer any of these questions myself, but now that you've put me on the spot,
Get to know yourself.
It'd have to probably, again, we're going back to like old school. So maybe like, I don't know, Dawson's Creek or One Tree Hill or the OC or that type of era of, oh, don't shake your head at me. That's my answer.
I'm just saying I'm not spending my last day with you if that's the case.
I don't know. Like I remember what it was like to be that age as well. I don't know. It just brings back some memories. Like in saying that, at the moment, I froth over really bad reality TV, but I just think if I want to like remember some good memes, I'm going to ask.
Love Island in Australia. I heard it's great viewing.
Well, yeah. And to be honest, a friend of mine got me onto Love Island. I'm like, this is rubbish TV. My sister got me onto Married at First Sight, rubbish TV. Now I watch it every season.
Heads up, I may be throwing more at those after you ask Meng his questions with whatever's coming. Just so you know, Kimmy.
Okay. What song would you play on repeat? If you only could play one song on your last day.
Can't take my eyes off you, Lauryn Hill.
Oh yes. See, Sister Act vibes. She slayed in Sister Act 2, just quietly. Those vocals. Oh, good choice.
Great choice.
Travel destination. If you could take a quick trip and it took you like no time, where'd you go?
Mum's house. At least I get a good feed.
Okay. I actually didn't even think of that. Good one. All right. What would your last breakfast look like?
Bowl of Great Deal, which is basically similar to pho, but it's made of pork broth. So think of the rice noodles, pork broth within rice noodles with all the trimmings. So you have like beef balls, pork mince, prawns, fish balls and stuff. And then went aside with youtiao or chakwai, which is the Chinese breadsticks, and a iced coffee with condensed milk. So that's a traditional Cambodian breakfast.
Is that similar to the Vietnamese iced coffee?
Yes, same.
Yeah. Oh, they're the best. They are the best. I'm with you there. Great choice.
That's actually an interesting thing just to chat about. How I don't know if you guys would remember this sort of content that pops up on socials, but when they did a video of all of the different types of like school kids lunches from around, or breakfasts and lunches from around the world, and how different they all were. And I keep on forgetting, like if we were in the Philippines, we're probably having like a tapsilog, so we'd have like a rice with like a meat and eggs and whatnot. And then I forget about that, because obviously in Australia it's very much like either cereal or oats or a toast with bacon, eggs, and it's not quite that savory style dish. But yeah, it takes me back to breakfast in the Philippines. Similar.
Yeah, very.
All right. What would your last dessert be? I'm a sweets gal.
I'm definitely a caramel over chocolate kind of guy. So I just think like a caramel like a toffee pudding with a side of like vanilla ice cream. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice, creamy, hot, cold, a little salty, a little sweet, has everything, I think.
Nice. And we're gonna go back one. What would your dinner, your ideal dinner, look like?
Oh, how much time you got?
I'm getting hungry with all these food questions. Just a side note,
Looks
if
like
we can
Yeah.
it's dinner time here.
speed this up.
Yeah. I think it was just if it's my last one, then I just like a simple Cambodian family meal. So that's just obviously a bowl of rice, but then you have like 6 or 7 different dishes all on there. So it's like a soup dish, a fried meats dish, then a veggie dish, etc. All of that. So probably just a traditional Cambodian dinner meal just to finish it off.
And if you could invite any celebrity to this dinner, who would it be?
For me, it would be Anthony Bourdain. Sadly, he's passed away,
Ooh.
but I grew up watching his stuff and see him evolution as a person as well from his early stuff. And I think food is like a view to people's culture, right? And I'm sure he's had some great stories about his travels around the world and different cultures he's seen and the food, etc. And he'll probably be hyping up my mum's food as well. So I'll be appreciative of that.
You could also chuck him in the kitchen to cook up a meal. That's actually a
Yeah.
smart question. I don't even think about a celebrity chef. All right, I've only got a couple more to go. If it was your last day, which sporting event would you watch, like live in person?
Depends who's winning, but it would be the Rugby World Cup, watching the All Blacks win the World Cup. Just as a Kiwi, I was very fortunate to go to Japan and watch the semi-finals between All Blacks and England, and sadly we lost. So that was quite depressing. So I would love to see the All Blacks like lift the trophy up in person once more.
And
Can you answer that for me, please? What would you watch?
I was going to say, just because I've never watched it and I just would love to, well, one, I can't afford it, but it would just be a Super Bowl. Like, I'd love
Oh
to
yeah.
go to a Super Bowl. I don't care who's playing, just to experience like that hype and yeah, like I understand NFL, like I get the rules. I don't watch it
Mm.
religiously like a lot of people do here, but yeah, I just think the vibe and the culture around that specific game is
Yeah.
insane. Yeah.
Would you be in a
Even the
box?
tailgate.
Would you be in a box or would you be sideline?
Oh, sideline. I feel like you want to get in with all the crazies, don't you? Rather than sit
Hmm.
in a box with well-behaved people. Unless
If you
the
want to do
box is
crazy,
full of crazies.
well, if you want to do with the crazy, you should also do the tailgating. So they
Yes,
take trucks and stuff and do like barbecues and throw the ball around in the parking lot, which is
that's it.
something that I think is missing in for us. If like in Oz or New Zealand, someone brings out the Weber out in the parking lot, you start passing the ball and someone's like cooking out food, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be sick. All right, the last one. I'm actually still going to ask it. If there was any sporting event that you could play, it doesn't have to be touch, so it could be from like if you're playing a whole bunch. But if there was one sporting event that you could play in, what would that be?
I think it would be something in the Olympics. It doesn't mean that I'm good at it, right? It's just
No,
I get to
yeah,
be there. It'll definitely be something in the Olympics. Like if I was like potential to win the 100-meter sprint in the Olympics, so just imagine the glamour sport in the Olympics, track and field.
You're in
Last
the
one, that
final.
would be it.
You've made it through the
You're in
heats.
the
You're in the
final.
final. Doesn't matter what you finish. Yeah.
yeah.
Good
Well,
choice.
we've
That
seen we've seen some countries do that. They have to put someone in, and you're like, wow, how on earth did you get here? But damn, like yeah,
that was it like Freddy the Fish or something like that.
yeah. Oh, Eddie the
Eric,
fish,
Eric the
Eddie the
Eel.
eel,
Freddy
Eric
the
the eel,
Eric
Eric
the
the eel.
Eel
That's it.
Musambani. Yeah.
Yeah. I volunteer
Sitting
as
with
Yeah.
tribute. I will do that for sure. Good answers. That's the end of my questions. Thank you.
nice one.
Thank you.
Next segment, Meng, is I should say, are our games. So to give a bit of context on why you're playing, who you're playing against, and I guess to take another step back, Meng, and tell you a little bit more context around why we play the games. So just a bit of fun, bit of Filipino fun culture. We have something on the line after this season, whenever that ends. Kimmy, I believe the score you're up. I think it's 4-2. We'd have to check this. Our normal scorekeeper is unavailable today. Unfortunately, I think he's actually making his way over to Nottingham for the World Cup. So I believe it's 4-2. Kimmy's up. Whoever loses after this season, Meng, has to skydive, jump out of a plane. So there's plenty on the line. And before we caught up today, I sent you a very quick question. Would you choose Adidas or Adidas, however you want to pronounce it, or Asics? And you chose, of course.
Adidas.
Yes.
I grew up.
Is that for footwear or just in general?
Footwear. I was thinking boots, but yeah.
I got my dirty boots here, so the Predators,
There you go.
Started.
I highly recommend the Asics Career Savers when you're getting older in life. They're very good.
I'll be rocking a pair of Adidas at the Touch World Cup as well, Meng. So you're in good company there. But what that means for our game is that you and I are going head to head because you've chosen Adidas, which are my brand of boot for the World Cup anyway. And Kimmy is an Asics girl.
Yeah, I'm a kit guy, so I like all the technology, and Asics do some really awesome stuff. Like the Voyager limited edition pack? Did you see that? It's got all the Islander prints.
Oh, yes. Yep. I reckon there's going to be a heap of Pacific Islands nations that'll be rocking those shoes for sure. You'll see all of them.
I would have picked them up if they got here to China as well. So it's understandable.
All right. So I've got the first game. You guys are actually going to be interacting a little bit more with this game. It's called 21 Questions or Figure It Out. So in my mind, I'm thinking of a famous person, and we'll take turns. So one of you will go with Meng first. Guest can go first. You can ask me a question, and I can only answer yes or no. All right. One of your questions can be a guess as to who it is. If you are incorrect, then the other person can ask a question and can get a free shot of who they think it is. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. So
all right.
Does the guess count as a question? No. We just keep going until we find out who it is.
Correct. So Meng, you'll go first. You ask one question. I answer yes or no. And then it goes to Cess. And then if you think you know who it is after Cess asks his question, you can take a guess. If you are incorrect, Cess can get a question and a guess. And then we go back to the normal format. All right. So Meng, you're off. Let's go.
Are they female?
No.
Movie star. Are they a movie star?
No.
Are they alive?
Yes.
So does a yes get a second question? No.
No.
That wasn't my question, by the way. Male, alive, sports star.
Yes.
Do they play with sports equipment?
Yes. Yes.
Are they Australian?
No.
Do they play with the ball?
Yes.
Are they American?
Yes.
Is the ball round?
Yes.
Do they hit said ball?
Yes.
Have they been world number one in their sport?
Yes.
My guess is Tiger Woods.
Correct.
Yes. Thank you, Meng. You helped me with that world number one. I was thinking Tiger after the hit ball question. And then the number one.
Well,
Thank you.
it could have been tennis. I could have been going like
I was
Andre
thinking it could've been tennis,
Agassi
right?
or Pete Sampras.
Yeah.
I could've-
Yeah.
I was
All
thinking
right.
either or. Yeah.
Awesome. Very happy. 1-0. Thank you.
All right. 4-3 technically, but anyway. All right. All right. The next game is called, what did I call it? Mad Gab. All right. We haven't played this one before. So basically how it works, I'm going to read out a bunch of words and you have to figure out what it actually is that I'm trying to say. So it's like a scramble of words that kind of sound like something else, but you've got to figure out what it is that I'm trying to say. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if I give
So
you
you're
an
trying to say
if I give you an example, I don't want to use one of my things already. I don't want to give you an example.
Okay.
Sorry.
We'll work it out. That'll be fine.
Yeah. All right. So the first one, there are 4 words, and you have to figure out the actual English of it. All right. Because these 4 words together actually don't make sense. But if you say them maybe a little bit quickly, you'll get what it is. So the first one is
it just first to jump in?
yes.
Yeah.
All right. So it's ache, inks, high, sped. It helps if you say it out loud and quickly.
Ache. Say it again.
Ache, inks, high, sped.
Ache, inks, high sped. Ache, inks, high sped.
aching my back, aching, Breaking Bad.
Nope.
Ache, inks, high sped. Ache, ink,
Aching,
ache, ink.
aching my back. I bed.
Did you say sped or bed?
Making my bed.
No, but you're
Ink, my sped. Ache, ink, my sped.
ache, inks, high
Ache,
sped.
inks. High sped. I'm even saying the wrong friggin' thing. High sped.
Aching
Ache,
high sped.
inks.
Meng, what did you say?
Yeah,
Making
what
my
did you?
bed.
No.
No, what was the nonsensical stuff you said?
So if I'll say it again, but in a different way. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Ache, inks, high sped.
Inks, high sped. Ache, inks, high sped. Ache, inks, high sped. Inks, high sped.
What did you say,
Ache, inks.
Cess?
I'm just saying the stuff
Something
that you said. Ache, inks, I sped. Ache, inks, I sped. Ache, inks, I
Hey,
sped.
a king size bed.
Yes.
Oh, what the hell?
I thought you said it, Cess, and you were like a little bit off. So
Yeah, no, I was just trying to repeat what you said. Yeah. No, well
all
done.
right. So
Well done, man.
now we get what we're trying to do here. Okay. I'll see if I can make these a little bit easier. Okay, this one you should be able to get. Ready? Ale, huck, each arm.
Ale, huck each arm. Ale, huck each arm. Ale, huck each arm. Ale, huck each arm. I feel like I'm just setting Meng up here.
What was that, Meng?
Ale, huck, each. What was the second bit? Each arm.
Ale, huck, each arm.
Ale, huck each arm. Huck each arm.
Funny because I can hear the answer. I can hear you saying it, but you're not saying it.
Ale, huck each arm. This is not a game for me. You've picked well. Ale, huck each arm. 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 It's not helping me by repeating.
It's helping me though.
I'm going to stop repeating it. Ale, huck each arm. Ale, huck each arm.
Say it quicker.
Ale, huck each arm. Ale, lucky charm.
Yes.
Yes.
I was thinking something like third time's a charm. Like I knew the last one was a charm, but lucky charm. Damn it.
Okay. 1-1.
All right, here we go. Ready? This one, I hear it in my head and I feel like it should be straightforward. Here we go. Ready? Pretty shack scent.
British accent. British accent.
British accent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, international interference.
Two,
Yeah,
one.
everything was coming slower that way.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right,
Great
next one. Here we go. It'll be first to 5, by the way, so it's 2-1 to Cess. All right. Ape, hand, hub, hair.
Ape, hand, hub, hair.
Yeah.
Ape,
Ape, hand.
Ape, hand, hub, hair. Ape, hand, hub, hair. Ape, hand, hub, hair. Give me
A panda bear? Panda bear?
Yes.
a what? A panda what?
A panda bear.
A panda bear, damn it.
If I didn't get panda bear, I shouldn't be in this country.
I know. I was like, oh, this one's a good one for sure. Is that 2-2?
2-2. Come
All
on.
right.
So,
Okay, here we go. Ready? Abe, who beat rap.
A beetroot wrap.
No.
Abe. Abe, say again.
Abe, who beat rap.
Abe who beat trap. Abe
rap
who
or trap? Ape who
Rap.
beat trap.
So Abe, who
Rap.
beat rap.
Abe who beat rap. Abe
Yep.
who beat rap. Abe who
Abe.
beat rap. Abe
Abu.
Abe
What did you say, Meng?
Beat trap. Beat trap.
Abu
Abu beat trap.
a booby trap. A booby trap. A booby trap.
Oh,
Meng, you
yeah.
helped me. Thank you.
I know. I was like, oh, Meng.
Meng.
Cess heard it at the same time.
I
That's
did.
all right.
Thank you, Meng.
All right, 3-2.
Oh. All right.
Here we go. Here we go. Ease, ace, life, ox.
Ease
Okay.
ace ice block.
Ease, ace, life, ox.
Life.
Ease ace, life ox. Ease ace, life ox. Ease safe, life ox. Ease ace, ease ace, ease ace, ease ace,
Yep. Ease, ace, life, ox.
ease ace, life ox. Ease ace, life ox.
Life ox.
Ease ace,
Here
life
lies a
ox.
fox. Here lies a fox.
No. What did you say, Cess?
No, I'm just repeating. Ease ace, life ox. Ease ace, life ox. Ease ace, life ox. Life ox?
Yes.
Life ox.
Hold on.
Ease
I
These
think you,
these days, I lost. Fox. These days are
Confusing.
long. No, these days are.
Ease ace,
These
life
days-
ox. Ease ace, life ox. Ease ace, life ox.
what did you say, Cess, just
Life.
then?
Ease ace, life ox.
Yes. He's a sly
He's-
fox.
Oh no, I
He's a
actually
sly
didn't
fox.
say it. I didn't. I was trying to repeat. So
I
maybe-
swear I can hear you saying it.
No,
Because you're like,
I'm
he's
just-
a fly fox, and you said he's a sly ox. And I'm like,
No, I was just trying to repeat. I won't
Okay.
take credit for that.
Got the
No, no,
fox.
no.
all right, never mind. All right, next one. Here we go.
That's a nice honest no call.
What was that?
That's an honest no call.
Yeah.
Yeah. No phantom
Yeah.
touches here.
No, none whatsoever. All right, here we go. Next one. Wonder, her, womb, hen.
Wonder her whom hen. Wonder her
Woman.
whom hen. Wonder human. Wonder woman.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
Yes.
Cess. Oh.
Come
All right,
on,
come on,
one more.
Meng. Gotta help me out here. Here we go.
Ah,
Next one. Abe, less, sing.
A blessing.
That is
A
game,
blessing?
set, match. Correct. A blessing.
Yes.
I'm going to put a letter
I'll
of
give
complaint
you
in
that.
to the judiciary for the international interference
yes.
of the connection. All right,
put-
Cess, we're evens.
I do have the Great Firewall here. Just saying.
Yeah, 100%.
yeah. We're evens. I'm gonna take it, and unless your dispute gets upheld, but we'll
No,
have
that's
to
all
see.
right. That's all right.
4-4.
Playthrough.
Quick question. What if you get to jump off for skydiving? Isn't that a win rather than a punishment?
Well, yes and no. It all
Yeah.
depends.
Go
Because
back and listen to episode 1, Meng,
yeah,
and you'll get the
Okay.
backstory.
in 10 years time, when you've hit your, well, the next however many years time, when you hit your 40s, you start to develop different fears that you didn't once have as a younger person. So we've both like had it on our bucket list to skydive, but it's not happened. It's that sort of like fear.
Okay.
It'd be amazing. We might have to change it,
Yeah.
Cess. Maybe we both go skydiving, but the loser pays.
Oh,
That's actually a good thing.
that's not bad. It definitely brings the fear factor for me, Meng, and also Kimmy, because we both independently tried to do it twice. So this will be our,
Yeah.
and normally with things, I just, third time, I'm not trying something like that, third time lucky.
Yeah.
It'd be third time unlucky, but if I lose this, then I will be. So that's just an extra bit of fear factor for me. Can do heights,
Okay.
don't love them. So yeah, we can maybe
Yeah.
throw that in. That may be an aside thing, Kimmy, just a financial kick in the pants if we don't get some sort of sponsorship before then. Then it's a back pocket burn as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
maybe.
Good head to head.
Anyways.
Thank you, Meng. I appreciate it. And good to see you rocking the Adidas boots over at the Touch World Cup. That's the end of the games segment. Final couple of questions for you, Meng. We're what, a couple of weeks out now, so this will actually come out post World Cup, so we will be listening to see if your prediction is correct, your prediction for your team mixed opens. And I will also prelude this by saying that Shanks, our button presser, producer slash third person that helps us out with the pod, he is normally on these calls, but may or may not, I'm not going to confirm or deny this, may or may not have said, he's the captain of the mixed opens team as well, by the way. So, and he said, we are
cool.
playing, may or may not have said, understand you've got Meng from the Chinese mixed opens team on the podcast. I will not be joining because my plan is to run at Meng and score a few tries on him. What would your response
Oh,
be?
really?
Tim Schenken, captain of the Philippines mixed open team, just adding some little spice to the matchup when it comes up in a couple of weeks' time.
Uh, we'll see. We'll see. I trust my pod, and we'll see what happens.
May or may,
Yeah.
I will repeat, he may or may not have said that, but look out for him. He'll be doing the coin
Okay.
toss. And
But yeah, hopefully I'll definitely have a chat with him. But hey, if he does score a try on me, I will buy him the first round of beers.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
So leading in now, Meng, to your prediction. Chinese mixed open team, your team, how are you going to go? Where do you finish? What's your prediction for the World Cup?
So I think we will definitely finish top 4 in our pool. In my view, I think Australia obviously will finish top, and then from 2 to 4, it will be between Philippines, China, and USA. For the remaining 3, so those are definitely critical games. Maybe Ireland as well, depending on how strong they send a mixed open team. Versus like the other like men's and etc. teams, women's teams that they put in. If we go 4th, that would be tough because then you end up playing first on Pool B, which is New Zealand. So that would be from 8th to 16th placing for the playoffs. But I think we can definitely get 2nd, and the key thing is really against the Philippines there. I think the China team as a whole, we know that the 2 mixed open games that we played against the Philippines back in September is not a fair reflection of the team that we will be playing at the World Cup. So we need to be very prepared for it. So I think it'll be a good one. So definitely, I envision that we will finish top 8 if we can get 2nd place in the pool, and 2nd place in the pool. But anything above where we finished last year, our last World Cup, I think we finished 13th, beating USA in the mixed open. I think that would be a great improvement for the squad as a whole. So I think, yeah. we'll finish definitely above top 13, but I think we can finish as high as top 8 in next open.
Like it. So top 4 in your pool, as high as top 8. Just a little extra, one last spice bomb to that Tim Schenken Meng showdown. What's the score? You're saying you're hopefully beating the Philippines. What's the score going to be?
Yeah, I think it'll be quite a high scoring game. So I'm gonna say 8-6 to China.
Nice. And Kimmy, well, not necessarily a response, but when does this showdown occur? Let the listeners know when they can see Philippines versus China mixed open.
I don't remember the draw. It's definitely not on day 1 because I've only
It'll be day
day
3,
one,
day
day
3,
3.
third game for us. So we've got Philippines first thing in the morning, I think 9 o'clock
Yeah, it
or
is
so.
9 a.m. 9 a.m. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what field that's on, but yeah.
Yeah, we've got that game, and then we follow it up by 6 p.m. game versus Australia. So it'll be a very
Geez, that's a long
tournament
wait.
game.
9 and then 6. We're 9 and 12:20. So we're done and dusted at lunch.
So that's
Well,
it.
the sun doesn't
If Tim was here, he'd be saying
the sun doesn't go down
that's
for
a
us,
long
yeah.
wait for my beers after I score on Meng, he'd be saying. But I can't wait. So if you're set your alarms. Day 3,
Yeah.
morning game, 9 a.m. Final question for you, Meng, for the pod. And we've appreciated you having on. Final question. And I feel like you'll be well versed to answer this question as well, just describing the food questions you did earlier in the podcast piece. But the question that we ask all of our guests, what's your fave dish to have with rice? Side of rice. We talk about touch football with a side of rice. What's your fave food dish?
It's a dish called salam majul. So salam majul, salam just means soup. Majul means like sour. So it's like a spicy sour soup. Like you think of like a jungle soup. It's got like water spinach, eggplant. It's got like sour notes you can have with fish. You can have with tomatoes, etc. Some might even put pineapple in it as well. Similar to a tom yum, but green, you could say. And it's just quite quintessential Cambodian as well. And you're a true Cambodian if you have a brahok, which is like a fermented fish paste, similar to like balachan and the shrimp paste that you guys might be familiar with. So yeah, it can be funky, but it can be just so delicious and quite good for the soul, with some rice as well. So I think that's what I have. Salam majul.
Interesting. Pineapple cess in savory food. I rate it. I do.
I rate it. Previous guest doesn't, Meng, but us two, you're in good company here. We're with you.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be pineapple. Like in tom yum, you might have pineapple and stuff as well. But salam majul, it's definitely a bit more earthy, you could say, because it's got like a lot more greens. Like everything is green, like kind of like green curry. But it's just whatever's in the area, right? So definitely during the troubled times of Cambodia, that was quite soul enriching, right? So it means a lot to Cambodians.
Yum.
Food for the soul, by
Really?
the sounds of it, which,
Yes.
I think no matter what the culture is, that type of food can really be delicious, while sometimes simple, can be delicious. Obviously served with a side of rice. Meng, thank you very much. Maybe you can have that with some beers with Tim Schenken after the World Cup festivities occur and reminisce on that battle, which we're all looking forward to.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's been good fun, and I really appreciate the opportunity. And we'll catch you guys in Nottingham in a few weeks. And
hopefully I can get there. I'm on another field, but if I can't, I wish you both the best of luck. I wish you the best of luck for all of the tournament, not just yourself, but all of the teams that China are taking over. Appreciate you giving up your time, Meng. Really appreciate it, and joining us and having a bit of fun. And we'll see you on the 7.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Take it easy. Yeah.
Thanks, Meng.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Bye.
Take it easy. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Touch and Rice podcast. Please join us on all our socials, including Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Touch and Rice Podcast.